Here I am again. How did I get here? Played by all the rules, then they changed. I'm so unsure of taking action. What I thought I knew, I don't seem to. Lost here in the dark, I can't see my foot to take a step. What is happening? All this hurts so bad, I can hardly breathe. I just wanna leave. Oh, please hear my call. I am afraid for me. Death has burned me raw. I need a healing, please. Oh, you're my black brother, and oh, I love ya. They hurt me when they hurt ya, but I'm here for you, forever true. Everybody's worth a life, okay? So let the killers know they can't play us this way. Oh, these black bodies are undone by the blue. But when we sink down, that's how we make it through. You're my black brother. Oh, you're my strong brother. There is no one above ya. Nah, and I'm here for you, forever true. 'Cause everybody's worth a life, okay? So let the killers know they can't play us this way. Oh, these black bodies undone by the blue. But when we sink down, that's how we make it through. Don't you know the bridge is apart where we all get free? Don't you know the bridge is apart where we wanna be? Don't you know the bridge is apart where we all get free? And when we sing that part, it's our beating heart, and with a new as we sing. You're my black brother, I love you. They hurt me when they hurt you, and I want you to know that I'm here for you, forever true. 'Cause you're my black brother, strong brother. There is no one above you, and I want you to know that I'm here for you, forever true. 'Cause you're my black brother, and I love you. They hurt me when they hurt you, and I want you to know that I'm here for you forever true. 'Cause you're my black brother, strong brother. There is no one above you. I want you to know that I'm here for you forever true.
Good evening. We'd like to thank the Onassis Foundation for inviting us here. It's an amazing gathering to consider and to reflect upon the extraordinary story, Antigone. At a certain point, about a year ago, I realized while working on this piece of mine, thinking about grace, that indeed I had actually made the story a contemporary story of Antigone. We're here tonight presenting simply ideas, concepts. It's not a play, but a series of ideas for your consideration. Day by day, the country was slowly, persistently changing. Traditions were dying and colliding, and demographics were shifting. The evidence, along with the anger, was everywhere. It was so strong that you could taste it. Tongues were wagging, fingers were pointing here, there, and everywhere, blaming you, blaming me, blaming them, blaming us. But trapped by forces beyond their control, white men were disaffected and disenfranchised. Black men were disaffected and dying. But both, in the eyes of the state, were devoid of power, and yet blinded by rage and by historical circumstance, each blamed the other. Rightly or wrongly, challenging his brother and the laws of the state that refused to recognize, rightly or wrongly, his will to power, Onassis, the brother of Antigone, is killed in his struggle. Rightly or wrongly, it is decreed by Creon, ruler of the land, that Onassis has broken the law and should not be buried. His body should be left exposed to the open for nature to take its course. Against Creon's order, and responding not to man-made law, but to a moral law, to a higher law, rightly or wrongly, Antigone defies that order, and in the name of her father, in the name of her brother, in the name of God, buries, ever so shallowly, her brother. For defying this law, she too is doomed. It is sent to her tomb to be buried alive for this transgression against the state. Powerful story. And that the ancient story of Antigone reaches across the vast expanses of time and history and place and circumstance. That it reaches out to reflect upon and to ground us, to anchor us in our own meaning and our own presence, I think, of course, belies the extraordinary power of art and the extraordinary power of the story. Antigone, of course, is sent to her doom. But I want to live. So tonight here in this place, we ask you, our audience, for permission to bury many of our dead, to bury our brother. We ask you to understand, rightly or wrongly, our ability to do this. We ask you that whether or not the offense that he is accused of was committed, rightly or wrongly, that he is allowed his human right to be buried properly and honored. out strolling with your wife, your girl, your child, or perhaps your friends. A police car speeds by, its red strobe flashing. And just imagine that it comes to a stop right in front of you for no apparent reason, for reasons unknown. Imagine that the police then stops you for no apparent reason and they demand to see your ID for reasons unknown. Imagining the worst of this outcome of a normal encounter, you comply. When you reach into your pocket to pull out your wallet, a nervous police officer assumes that maybe you are reaching for a gun, and then boom. Before you know it, unfortunately, shots are fired, and you can feel now traveling through your body a bullet. You drop to your knees for no apparent reason. Imagine that you are out strolling, chatting on the phone, kicking it with your friends, and a neighbor, a vigilante who decides that he's protecting his neighborhood, decides, what's he doing here in my neighborhood? He stops you, and a struggle ensues. And boom, just like that, a shot is heard, and you feel the bullet entering the left side of your temple. Imagine the worst. Imagine your child dying, shot for reasons unknown. Imagine how you might feel. Imagine that your child, of course, is afraid for his life. It is under constant pressure. My daughter is. Imagine that you're constantly questioned, insulted, frisked, and for reasons unknown. See this. Imagine this. Imagine the impossible. Imagine the worst of the worst, and know that it is happening. Imagining Michael Brown. Imagine Eric Garner. And then imagine the grief that his mother is feeling, that his father is suffering, and that his sister's revenge is growing. Imagine that. Antigone tells the people that the bright lights of history are now shining down on them, on her, and exposed now, all things are knowable. The age of innocence has passed, and now we are responsible for our own future. In shame, some will turn away, but of course, the crime remains. Imagine. My daughter called me the other day. She knew a young boy who had just been killed. And then she told me that our cousin also, just the other day, had another friend a young boy who was also killed. Amazing story. Painful, trying to help my daughter navigate through this difficult passage and this fear and this intimidation. How do you measure a life? How do you measure a life? In this mystery of all mysteries, we ask this humble question, in this Alpha and the Omega. On a day coming in a world without ends, we ask, measure for measure. How do you measure a life? Do you measure it inch by inch, or foot by foot, or yard by yard, or step by step? By the moments lost, or the moments gained?
How do you measure a life?
Day by day, or year by year? By yesterday, today, tomorrow? By the miles walked, or the mountains climbed, or the valleys explored? By the dreams imagined, or the hopes dashed? By the wisdom of wise words spoken, or the sorrow, suffering of silence? By the wealth accumulated or by the amount spent? By success or by failure? By victories or by defeats? By race or by class? By beauty? By your lover's love or your hater's hate? By pushing against the wind, against the tide, against the family, against friends, and against tradition? How? By the suffering of your friends and the enemies alike? Or by the beginning or by the ending? By the way that we confront death or the way that we confront life? By the number of friends gathered during a lifetime? Or by the remaining few who go as far as they can with you, shedding copious tears when they lay your body down? How? Do you measure it by the road traveled? Or by the effort, the will, the drive, the sheer determination to endure all of the impossible? Or by the kindness displayed while you're doing so? Man was rejected. The man was rejected, and the woman was denied. And the numbers tell the story. She was 25.
She was 25.
He was 22.
He was 22.
She was 31.
31.
31.
He was 36.
He was 36.
She was 28.
36. They were 22.
She was
He was
28.
25.
12. He was 25.
She was 34.
35.
34.
He was 43.
She was
33.
She was 37.
She was 37.
27.
He was 12.
12.
12.
She was 35.
35.
He was 18.
18.
She was 24.
She was
24.
He was 29.
He was
29.
She was 22.
He was 22.
He was 41.
41.
He was a father,
5.
a brother,
5.
Sister. A brother.
an uncle,
A cousin.
Uncle.
a cousin,
A daughter. A cousin.
a friend,
A friend.
A friend.
a child,
A child.
A child.
an uncle,
Uncle.
a mother,
An aunt.
A mother.
a sister,
A father.
an aunt,
He was 24.
a
37.
father,
A cousin.
an uncle.
21.
He was 25.
25.
She was 34.
34.
He was 43.
23.
She was 37.
37.
37.
She was 31.
She was
31.
He was 39. He was 46.
Pocket,
36.
and the
He was
officer
12.
just shot him in his arm. We're waiting for a back. I will, sir. No worries. I will. He just shot his arm off.
Told him not to reach for it. I told him to get his hand out.
You told him to get his ID, sir, and his driver's license. Oh my God, please don't tell me he's dead. Please don't tell me my boyfriend just went like that.
Keep your hands where they are, please.
Yes, I will, sir. I'll keep my hands where they are. Please don't tell me this, Lord. Please, Jesus, don't tell me that he's gone. Please don't tell me that he's gone. Please, officer, don't tell me that you just did this to him.
And so we commemorate all the fallen. We commemorate all those who have endured. We commemorate every black man who lives to see age 21. Commemorating Trayvon Martin, Michael Brown, Eric Garner. Commemorating Tamara Rice, Freddie Gray, and Sandra Bland. Commemorating Christian Taylor, Samuel Du Bois, Walter Scott.
Commemorating
Tony Robinson, Philip White, and Jerome Reed.
Commemorating
Tanisha Anderson, John Crawford, Dante Parker. Commemorating Diamond Harris, Thomas Allen, Ezra Ford. Commemorating Jerry Lee Levette, Laval Hall, Bobby Gross. Commemorating Brandon Glenn, Frank Shepard, William Chapman. Commemorating David Felix, Spencer McCain, Darius Stewart. Commemorating Alton Sterling, Philandra Castile, and all the Emmanuel Nine who died last year in their church. Commemorating them for the spirit of their grace and for their enormous generosity. I commemorate my brothers and my sisters, and I ask for permission to bury them without fear and without shame. And if someone asks you who was bold enough, audacious enough to commit this crime against the state, point to me and say, she did.
Oh, he's gone.
while we can consider the nature of what is and what will be. Consider beauty in all of its bounty, and consider the ebb and flow of waters as they lap the shore. Consider the wonders of the world, and stand for something before we fall for anything while we can. Consider the long days and the restless nights, the yearnings of the lonely and the lost, the despair of parents, of men and women who die much, 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 much too soon. While we can consider the meaning of meaning, consider the lack of consideration and the meanness of broken spirits. Consider fixing what is broken, damaged, lost in ourselves and around us. While we can, perhaps we'll consider blue indigo and a love supreme, anchoring us to the rhythm of our lives and love in some aspect of a peace that is yet to be known. Consider the depths of the valleys and the heights of mountains, and protecting all of that, our waters, our beauty, while we can, before it's all washed away. And perhaps we'll consider saving some small portion of the world, and consider the fascinating wonders of life. It is gone in a flash, the blink of an eye. Consider all of the extraordinary challenges that lay before us. Consider meaning and all of its purpose. Consider this while we can. Yes. I feel very fortunate to be working with these extraordinary women. Amani Uzuri, Alicia Moran, Issa Davis, as we say in my neighborhood, there's some bad sisters. There's some bad sisters. A long time ago, I had like a really serious crush on this guy. And great saxophonist, one of the great saxophonists of our time, and I had the pleasure of working with him and presenting him when I was still just a young girl trying to figure out what music was, but loving it nonetheless. And so I would like to introduce and to bring to the stage the great Helmiet Blewett for our last part of the evening. I asked him to marry me and he said no. Blewett introduced me to this music several years ago. It's music by Don Pullen, which I absolutely love. I thought it would be perfect to end this evening with Ode to Life. A really great song by Don Pullen, and I think that Blewett has played it extraordinarily well. So we have with us not only Blewett, but we have amazing musicians from Juliet Jones. Are you okay? Akawa. Graham Hayes on trumpets, and Blewett on alto sax. O tomb, O burying chamber, O cavernous dwelling, eternal prison to which I am journeying to meet my own. Yet as I go, I boldly feed on the hope of proving dear to my father when I reach him, and dear to my mother, and dear to you, dear brother Onassis. For when you died, it was I, with my own hands, who washed and adorned you. But now for tending to your body, death is my reward. What justice of the gods have I transgressed? Tell me. Yet now that I have done this thing, that I have honored you because of law, because of man's law, I am judged to be wrong and sent to my doom, alive, to understand the real price of death. Well, if these things are good in the eyes of God, then I will agree that I have done wrong. But if these men are the ones who are doing wrong, may they suffer the evils no greater that I am doing now, so unjustly accused. Thank you. Thank you so much for having us tonight. Thank you, Emily Blewett. Thank you to the office. Thank you to the team. Oh. Thank you to our amazing musicians and to all of our brothers and all of those who have the ability to endure. Thank you.